a case study here. So Jonathan, who went out and did this, he got an in-person meeting with one of the CPAs who bought those 29 leads for him for $300. So right off the spot, he made $300 for having done this. It probably took him a couple hours to go through this whole sequence one time. And that CPA turned around and became a client of his. He does social media and local marketing. Of course, he outsources the whole thing. Doesn't actually do any of the work himself. Then he went ahead and repeated the process for the CPA. So the beauty of this whole system on LinkedIn is you can do this over and over again to keep generating leads for the CPA and to keep generating more prospects for you. Now, the reason you could do this for any business, you could plug in CPA with any business you want. The reason we chose CPA is they're a center of influence. And if you look at the other results he got here, the CPA has recommended Jonathan to 53 other local businesses now, and he has all the leads he could ever want just by having done this one time. So the reason we're going to the CPAs is they are in with all the other local business owners in the area. They're going to be able to refer you. And when someone's accountant refers them, I mean, accountants don't mess around and refer people unless they're really good. That's why we went after CPAs in this case. Of course, you could plug in any industry or business type that you wanted to target instead of CPAs here. Now, along the way here, out of that 100 businesses that he wound up making the referral of the CPA to, they were very grateful that he introduced them to great CPAs. 21 of those businesses turned around and inquired about his services. So he didn't have to make any sales calls. All he did was turn around and follow up with the people that were interested in. From that 21, he wound up picking up another 2 SEO clients and 1 social media client that are now bringing in $2,500 a month in gross recurring revenue. He's also done 5 clients' LinkedIn profiles. When these clients saw how he was using this system, and when they saw his LinkedIn profile, they hired him to do their LinkedIn profiles for a total of $1,800. So that is how a systematic way of networking would be so much more successful for you, and it's the way you should be networking on LinkedIn. $4,600 in revenue in 30 days plus $2,500 in monthly recurring revenue when you're following this type of system. And that's just from doing it once. If you repeated this process again, you could generate that type of revenue again each time. Well, this is not the end of our training here today, but I would hope that if this was the end of our training, you would feel like this has already been the best training specifically for local marketers on LinkedIn you've ever been to. Finally having a system for generating real leads for your local marketing business. And as we start to think about local SEO, I want you to consider what you're not thinking right now. How important it is to be found on LinkedIn. Realize there were 4.2 billion searches in 2011 on LinkedIn. That's billion with a B. And those people are all searching for you. You're the talent that they're looking for. People that are searching for solutions are inbound pre-qualified leads. These are people that are not tire kickers. They're not researching. They're searching for people that can do these things for them. You want to show up in those searches. Now, pay attention now to what I'm about to show you. To be found and get inbound leads on LinkedIn, there are 3 things you must have in place. And we're going to go through each of these 3 things in today's training. The first of which is an optimized profile. Then you need the optimization is going to get you to show up in the search results in the first place. The second thing you need are conversion strategies, things that are going to make the people choose you and call you and hire you. And the third key that ties it all together is you need a deep, rich network on LinkedIn. Let's go through each of these 3 keys to success on being found on LinkedIn. So when we're talking about being found on LinkedIn, we're talking about showing up at the top of the search results for whatever your target keywords would be. So if you offer local SEO services, that's where you want to be, at the top of LinkedIn when someone searches for local SEO. Similar to being at the top on Google. You would want to be on LinkedIn because when you're on LinkedIn, they're searching for service providers specifically. That's what makes these a much more qualified lead. So how can you tell if you have an optimized profile or not? Well, on LinkedIn, they show you how well you're currently doing at being found. And your profile may look something like this. It says 1 profile view I've had in the last 30 days. I've showed up in 6 searches in the last 90 days. You find this on your LinkedIn homepage. You want to go to your LinkedIn homepage and you want to look at how well you're currently doing at being found. This way it gives you a benchmark so that you can see how well you're currently doing. And when you start to implement some of the strategies I'm going to show you today, you'll be able to see that your searches and views are going up on LinkedIn. You want to be able to monitor and show that your numbers are going up. So again, you go to your LinkedIn homepage to find this, and this is what's not uncommon. This is a typical good day for me. 152 searches in one day I showed up in, and 56 times my profile was viewed. Now, you may not get to 56 views a day, but if you did just a little bit of this and got yourself up from the 1 or 2 views a day you're getting right now, and instead got 10 or more views per day on LinkedIn, that's going to increase your inbound lead flow by a factor of 5. Remember, you don't show up in a search unless you match the keywords they're looking for. So you don't show up in the search unless you're matching the word. So it's a very pre-qualified buyer that's searching for you. So there are 2 main steps to getting to the top of the search results on LinkedIn. And I'm going to train you on how I go about doing this for our clients when we do this as a service. So the first step is you've got to develop a keyword strategy specifically to LinkedIn. It's a little bit different than a keyword strategy on Google. Once you come up with your keywords for LinkedIn, you need to then take those keywords and put them into certain places in your profile. There's certain places that give more weight to the LinkedIn search algorithm. So let me show you an easy way to come up with your keywords for LinkedIn. I use what's called a word cloud tool to analyze other LinkedIn profiles. You see, LinkedIn search is competitive. It's person A versus person B to decide who's going to rank the highest. And so what you want to do to rank high on the LinkedIn search results is you want to analyze the profiles of the people who are on page 1 already and come up with what words are they using in their profiles. You want to use all those same words. And that's how you're going to beat them and rank to the top of the search results. LinkedIn's algorithm uses the actual words. It also uses supporting words to come up with deciding who's going to come up the top of the search results. But if you take an aggregate and combine all of the words that are being used in the top 10, the people that are on the top 10 on page 1, you're pretty well assured at beating them. So I do this using Word Cloud. The Word Cloud tool that I recommend, you're going to love this. It's for a free tool at wordle.net. So it's a little bit of a hidden website because it's not a .com, it's a .net website. So what you're going to do is go to this website, you're going to click on the Create button, and what you're going to do is copy and paste each profile that's on page 1 already for the words you want, and this tool is going to create the word cloud, which shows you what are the words that person is using the most in their profile. Then you need to take those words and put those words into your profile. That tool will make your keyword research so easy because you're not now having to guess at what words I should be ranking for. You're looking at what the top people already are ranking for, and you're analyzing it and using their own profile